What if I told you that success isn't as complicated as it seems? Let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable, while others stay stuck, chasing the same dreams year after year? The truth is, the difference isn't luck or talent. It's the habits they choose to build. Success doesn't happen overnight, it's earned. One small step at a time, through daily actions that align with your dreams. Here's the exciting part. By the end of this video, you'll discover 12 life-changing habits that can unlock your true potential. These are the same habits practiced by some of the world's most influential leaders, like Simon Sinek, to create unstoppable success. But this isn't just about becoming successful, it's about living a life full of purpose, passion, and fulfillment. Stick with me until the end, because every single habit builds upon the last, creating a roadmap that can transform your life. Miss one, and you might miss the breakthrough you've been waiting for. So, are you ready to stop wishing and start doing? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time. What if I told you that your life, as it is right now, is a reflection of your daily habits? Think about it, your results are the sum of the choices you make every single day. The way you spend your mornings, how you approach challenges, and even the thoughts you allow to linger in your mind, they all add up. Yet here's the shocking truth. Most people go through life without realizing that their habits are either paving the way to greatness or holding them back from everything they've ever dreamed of. Let's be clear, success isn't reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It's reserved for the intentional. It's reserved for those who understand that greatness isn't achieved through massive leaps, but through consistent, deliberate steps. And here's where it gets interesting. Habits aren't just actions. They're a reflection of your identity. If you see yourself as disciplined, you'll act with discipline. If you see yourself as a learner, you'll seek out knowledge. But if you see yourself as a failure, your habits will reflect that belief. Here's where most people get it wrong. They chase results without building the habits needed to sustain them. Imagine planting a tree and expecting it to bear fruit overnight. Ridiculous, right? Yet, that's exactly what we do when we set goals without cultivating the habits that make those goals possible. The reality is simple. Habits are the unseen force behind every success story. They're the quiet work that nobody notices but everyone admires when the results finally show up. Think about this for a moment. Everything you do today is shaping your future self. Every choice, every action, it's all casting votes for the person you'll become tomorrow. Skip the workout today, that's a vote for being out of shape. Choose to procrastinate, that's a vote for staying stuck. But here's the good news. The opposite is also true. Every time you take even the smallest step towards your goals, you're casting votes for the life you've always dreamed of. And over time, those small votes add up, creating unstoppable momentum. But let me ask you this. What kind of future are you building with your habits right now? Are they aligning with your dreams, or are they silently sabotaging your success? This isn't about perfection. It's about intention. Because here's the truth, that most people overlook your habits don't just determine your success. They define who you are. You see, successful people don't wait for motivation to strike. They rely on habits to carry them through the days when motivation runs dry. They know that showing up matters more than feeling ready. And here's the thing. You can do the same. You have the power to rewrite your story by rewriting your habits. And it all starts with a single choice, choosing to take control of your life, one habit at a time. So before we dive into the first life-changing habit, I want you to ask yourself this. What's one habit you can start building today that aligns with the life you want tomorrow? Write it down. Commit to it. Because as you'll soon discover, success isn't about doing everything at once. It's about starting small and staying consistent. Let me ask you something. Why do you wake up every morning? Not just to survive, not just because you have to, but why? What gets you out of bed and drives you forward, even on the toughest days? For most people, the answer isn't clear. And that's where the struggle begins. You see, without a strong why, life can feel like a never-ending treadmill. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Your why is the foundation of everything. It's your internal compass, The thing that keeps you focused when distractions try to pull you away. It's the energy that keeps you pushing forward when the odds are stacked against you. Without it, even the best strategies, habits, and plans will crumble. But when you have a clear why, you become unstoppable. You're no longer working for rewards or recognition. You're driven by purpose, and that's a force stronger than any obstacle. Simon Sinek, one of the greatest minds on leadership and success, says this: people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And here's the twist: it's not just about selling products or services. It's about selling yourself to your own dreams. If you don't believe in your why would anyone else? But here's the thing: finding your why isn't always easy. It requires you to dig deep and ask questions you may not have asked yourself before. What lights you up inside? What's the legacy you want to leave behind? What kind of impact do you want to make in the world? These aren't surface-level questions. They're the kind that make you pause and reflect. And when you find the answers, everything else falls into place. Think of your why as the roots of a tree. The stronger and deeper the roots, the taller and sturdier the tree. But if the roots are weak or shallow, the tree topples at the first sign of a storm. Life is full of storm challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Your why is what keeps you standing tall when everything around you is shaking. So, how do you find your why? Start by looking at what truly matters to you. Forget about what society says you should care about. Forget about what others expect of you. Focus on what makes your heart beat faster. What gives you a sense of fulfillment. Maybe it's providing a better life for your family. Maybe it's making a difference in your community. Or maybe it's proving to yourself that you're capable of greatness. When you identify your why, write it down. Make it real. Look at it every day, especially on the days you feel like giving up. Let it remind you of the bigger picture. Let it fuel you when the road gets tough. Because when you have a strong why, the how becomes easy. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the size of your goals? Like the gap between where you are and where you want to be is just too wide? Here's the secret most people overlook. Success isn't about making giant leaps. It's about taking small, consistent steps every single day. Let's break it down. Imagine trying to climb a mountain. If you focus on the peak, it might feel impossible. But if you focus on the next step in front of you, suddenly the climb becomes manageable. That's the power of starting small. Micro habits, those tiny, almost effortless actions there, the building blocks of monumental success. Why does this work? It's simple. Your brain loves small wins. When you set a goal that's too big, your brain sees it as a threat, something intimidating. But when you focus on a small, manageable task, it feels achievable. And when you achieve it, you experience a sense of accomplishment. That's the spark that keeps you moving forward. For example, instead of saying, I'm going to read a book a week, start with, I'll read 1 page a day. Instead of saying, I'll exercise for an hour, start with, I'll do 1 push-up. These small habits may seem insignificant at first, but they create momentum. And momentum is the key to progress. Here's the beauty of micro habits. They're easy to start, and they compound over time. 1 page becomes a chapter. 1 push-up becomes a workout. 1 small step becomes a life-changing transformation. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to start and keep going. So ask yourself, what's 1 small habit you can begin today? Something so simple you can't fail. Remember, greatness is built brick by brick, not all at once. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how those tiny actions reshape your future. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve incredible success while others with the same potential struggle to make progress? It's not talent. It's not resources. It's 1 simple but powerful trait: consistency. Consistency is the bridge between your dreams and reality. Without it, even the best plans will fall apart. Let me ask you this. How many times have you started something with excitement, only to lose momentum after a few days or weeks? Maybe it was a fitness plan, a new project, or even learning a skill. That initial burst of energy is great, but it's not what creates success. What matters is showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, And even when progress feels slow, here's the psychology behind it. Your brain thrives on patterns. When you repeat an action consistently, it starts to become second nature. Over time, it requires less effort and willpower because it's ingrained into your routine. But if you only show up sporadically, you're constantly starting from scratch. It's like trying to fill a bucket with water but stopping every time it's half full. You never reach your goal. Let's talk about the compound effect. Small actions, done consistently, lead to massive results over time. Imagine saving a small amount of money every day. At first, it feels insignificant. But as days turn into weeks and weeks into months, those small savings grow into a substantial amount. The same principle applies to every area of your life, your health, your relationships, your career. Here's the hard truth. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not exciting or flashy. It's the quiet, steady effort that happens behind the scenes. It's doing the work when no one is watching and when there's no immediate reward. But that's exactly what makes it powerful. Because while others give up when the excitement fades, you'll keep going. And that persistence will set you apart. So, how can you master consistency? Start by setting realistic expectations. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Create a routine that's sustainable, not overwhelming. And most importantly, track your progress. Seeing how far you've come will motivate you to keep going. Remember this, consistency beats intensity. It's not about how hard you work for a day or a week. It's about how steadily you work for months and years. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And those who stay consistent are the ones who cross the finish line. What if I told you that failure isn't the end of the road, but the beginning of your journey? Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Most of us are wired to fear failure. We avoid it at all costs, believing it's a sign that we're not good enough. But here's the truth. Failure is one of life's greatest teachers. It's not there to stop you, it's there to shape you. Think about the most successful people you admire. Do you think they've never failed? In fact, their failures probably outnumber their successes. The difference is how they respond to failure. They don't see it as a reason to quit. They see it as feedback, a lesson in disguise. Psychologists call this the growth mindset. People with a growth mindset view failure as an opportunity to improve, not as a reflection of their worth. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? And that shift in perspective is what separates achievers from quitters. Here's the thing. Failure only hurts because we attach our self-worth to the outcome. When something doesn't go as planned, we tell ourselves we're not smart enough, capable enough, or deserving enough. But the truth is, failure isn't about you, it's about the process. It's a sign that you tried, that you took a step toward your goals. And isn't that worth celebrating? Remember Thomas Edison? I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's the mindset of a winner turning every setback into a setup for a comeback. So how do you embrace failure? First, stop seeing it as a destination. It's not the final word on your potential. Second, reflect on your failures. Analyze what went wrong and what you can do differently next time. This process transforms failure from something painful into something powerful. Finally, don't be afraid to fail again. The more you fail, the more you grow. It's not about avoiding mistakes, it's about learning from them. Failure is like a staircase. Each stumble brings you closer to the top. The only way you truly fail is if you stop climbing. So the next time you face a setback, don't ask, why me? Ask, what's next? That mindset will turn your failures into fuel for your success. Do you know the real difference between success and mediocrity? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's discipline. Discipline is the invisible force that pushes you forward when motivation fades, when distractions arise, and when the path gets tough. It's the ability to keep going, not because you feel like it, but because you've committed to the journey. Let me ask you this. How many times have you set a goal only to lose steam a few weeks later? Maybe you were relying on motivation to carry you through. But motivation is fleeting. It's like a spark hit can ignite the fire, but it can't sustain it. Discipline, on the other hand, is like the steady fuel that keeps the fire burning, no matter what. Here's the psychological truth. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But like any muscle, it requires deliberate practice. At first, it's uncomfortable. It's hard to resist the temptation to procrastinate or take the easy way out. But every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're rewiring your brain for success. So how do you cultivate discipline? Start by creating a clear why. Why does this goal matter to you? What will your life look like when you achieve it? A strong purpose is the foundation of discipline. It gives you something bigger than your excuses. Next, build routines. Routines simplify discipline by turning your goals into habits. Instead of deciding every day whether to work out, make it a non-negotiable part of your schedule. When actions become automatic, they require less willpower. And less willpower means less chance of giving up. Another key is to eliminate distractions. Create an environment that supports your goals, not one that tempts you to stray. If your phone keeps pulling you away from work, put it in another room. If unhealthy snacks derail your diet, don't keep them in your house. Discipline isn't about willpower alone, it's about setting yourself up for success. Finally, practice self-compassion. Discipline doesn't mean being perfect. It means showing up, even after setbacks. If you miss a day or make a mistake, don't quit. Learn from it, recommit, and keep going. Consistency beats perfection every time. Discipline may feel like a struggle at first, but it's also the most liberating force you'll ever experience. Because when you master discipline, you master yourself. And once you've mastered yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Have you ever noticed how the people around you impact your success? It's not just about advice or support, it's about energy. The people you spend time with either lift you up or drag you down. And this is something you need to recognize if you want to unlock your full potential. Think about it for a moment. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, who complain about life, or who lack ambition, it's only a matter of time before that energy rubs off on you. You'll start to question your goals, doubt your capabilities, and lose sight of your dreams. But on the flip side, when you surround yourself with motivated, driven, and positive people, something powerful happens. Their energy becomes contagious. Their belief in themselves fuels your belief in yourself. This isn't just motivational fluff. It's backed by psychology. Human beings are social creatures, and we are wired to mirror the behaviors and attitudes of those around us. In a study on social influence, researchers found that our likelihood of success is strongly tied to the people we associate with. If your circle embraces growth, strives for success, and thinks positively, you are far more likely to adopt these same traits. So what does that mean for you? It means you need to be intentional about who you spend time with. Are you surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, people who challenge you to grow, or are you stuck in a circle of negativity that keeps you small? This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life, but it does mean you need to be mindful of the influence they have on you. Make an effort to seek out people who align with your values, who push you to be better, and who support your dreams. Find mentors, peers, or even online communities that elevate your mindset. These people will not only inspire you, but they will hold you accountable when you feel like giving up. But remember this, it's not just about the quantity of people in your life, it's about the quality. You don't need a huge network, you need the right network. A few positive, driven, and supportive individuals can make a world of difference in your life. So take a moment to evaluate your circle. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Don't wait for things to change on their own. Take control of your environment and surround yourself with people who will empower you to succeed. The energy you let into your life will either fuel your journey or hinder it. Choose wisely. Have you ever felt stuck? Like you're going through the motions but not really making progress? This is what happens when you stay within the safety of your comfort zone. It feels secure, but growth doesn't happen there. In fact, nothing extraordinary ever comes from playing it safe. The magic happens when you take risks. Think about it. Every breakthrough, every success story, every major achievement began with someone stepping outside of their comfort zone. Steve Jobs, he risked everything to start Apple. Elon Musk, he put his entire fortune on the line to launch SpaceX. What do they all have in common? They took risks, and that's why they're where they are today. Here's the truth. Risk is the fuel for growth. If you're not taking risks, you're not growing. Our brains are wired to avoid discomfort, and that's why most people stay in their familiar routines. But if you only ever do what feels safe, you'll never experience the rewards of real progress. Psychologically, stepping outside your comfort zone triggers something called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change and adapt. The more you push yourself into new situations, the more your brain learns, adapts, and strengthens. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you push, the stronger you become. But here's the kicker. Taking risks doesn't mean jumping into something reckless. It means calculated risks. It means embracing uncertainty, but also doing your homework, planning, and taking thoughtful action. The best entrepreneurs, athletes, and creatives don't just throw themselves into unknown situations without a plan. They take risks with purpose, knowing that even if they fail, they'll learn valuable lessons. So how can you start taking risks? Start small. Take one step that feels uncomfortable but exciting. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting, pitching your idea to someone important, or learning a new skill. Each small risk you take builds your confidence and shows your brain that discomfort doesn't equal danger, it equals growth. And here's the real secret. The more you take risks, the less fear has control over you. The first time is always the hardest. But after that, each risk becomes a little easier, a little less daunting. You start to realize that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the willingness to take that first step. So the next time you feel that fear creeping in, ask yourself, what would happen if you took the risk? The answer is simple. You would grow. You would move closer to your goals. And you would unlock a version of yourself you never thought possible. Stop playing it safe. Take the risk. Your future self will thank you for it. How often do you feel like there aren't enough hours in the day? Like you're constantly busy, but never truly productive? If this sounds familiar, then it's time to master the most valuable resource you have, your time. Time is the one thing you can never get back, and how you use it will determine whether you succeed or fall short. The truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. What separates the successful from the unsuccessful isn't how much time they have, it's how they manage it. Time management isn't about squeezing more tasks into your day. It's about making intentional choices that align with your goals and priorities. Psychologically speaking, time management is about focus. Our brains are wired for distraction, and in today's world, it's easier than ever to waste time. Social media, emails, endless notifications, these things pull us away from our goals. But successful people understand that focus is a skill, and they make a conscious effort to protect their time. The first step in mastering time management is identifying your most important tasks. What is it that will bring you closer to your goals? Focus on those tasks first, and let everything else fall into place. This is where the 80,000-20 rule, or the Pareto principle, comes in. 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. So, focus on the activities that truly move the needle in your life and business. Next, learn the art of saying no. We often fill our schedules with activities that aren't aligned with our goals, simply because we feel guilty turning down opportunities. But saying yes to everything dilutes your energy. It spreads you thin and makes it harder to focus on what truly matters. Get comfortable saying no to things that don't serve your purpose. Creating a routine is another key aspect of time management. When you plan your day in advance, you eliminate the need to make decisions on the fly. Your brain already knows what it needs to focus on, and that mental clarity helps you work faster and more efficiently. And when you add in consistent habits like waking up early or dedicating time to self-care, you ensure that you're always operating at your best. But there's one final piece to this puzzle: self-discipline. Time management isn't about being busy, it's about being disciplined with your time. It's about sticking to your plan, even when the temptation to procrastinate or get distracted arises. The more you practice self-discipline, the more control you have over your time and the more you can accomplish. When you master time management, you become the master of your destiny. Your days aren't wasted on distractions or meaningless tasks. Instead, you move through life with intention, making every moment count. Time, after all, is your most precious resource. Use it wisely and watch how your life transforms. What's your biggest fear? For most people, it's failure. The idea of not measuring up, of falling short, can be terrifying. But what if I told you that failure isn't something to fear? What if I told you, think about this, every successful person you admire, every entrepreneur, athlete, artist, or innovator has faced failure. They've fallen, failed, and stumbled along the way. But what sets them apart is their ability to embrace failure, learn from it, and grow stronger as a result. You see, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the journey. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to get closer to the person you need to become to reach your goals. Psychologically, failure is an essential part of the growth process. It activates the brain's ability to adapt and overcome challenges. When you fail, your brain doesn't give up, it recalibrates. It figures out what went wrong and how to do better next time. This process of adaptation is how we become resilient, how we sharpen our skills, and how we move closer to success. But here's the catch. The only way to fail forward is to stop seeing failure as something negative. You need to shift your mindset. Instead of thinking of failure as a reflection of your abilities, think of it as feedback. Failure isn't personnel, it's a lesson in disguise. And don't let the fear of failure stop you from taking risks or going after your dreams. The real failure is never trying. If you avoid failure by staying in your comfort zone, you'll never grow. You'll never experience the full potential of what you're capable of. But if you embrace failure, if you take risks and face setbacks head on, you'll unlock a version of yourself that is unstoppable. In fact, failure is often the best teacher. When you succeed too easily, you don't learn as much. It's the struggles, the mistakes, and the setbacks that build the character and skill you need for long-term success. The more you fail and rise again, the more resilient you become. So, the next time you face failure, don't retreat. Don't see it as a dead end. Instead, embrace it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this failure to get one step closer to my success? Remember, success isn't about never falling, it's about getting back up every time you do. When you embrace failure, you embrace growth. And growth is the path to unstoppable success. What if I told you that the most important factor in your success is not talent, not luck, and not even your circumstances, but your mindset? A simple shift in how you view your abilities can completely transform the trajectory of your life. That's the power of a growth mindset. So, what is a growth mindset? It's the belief that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed. They can be developed with effort, practice, and perseverance. This mindset empowers you to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn and improve. It's the understanding that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to mastery. Psychologically, people with a growth mindset approach the world differently. When faced with a challenge, they don't shy away from it. They lean into it. They believe that their brain is like a muscle. If they push it, it will grow stronger. Whether it's learning a new skill, solving a complex problem, or pushing through personal limitations, they know that effort leads to growth. On the other hand, people with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are set in stone. They might tell themselves things like, I'm just not good at this, or I'll never be able to do that. When faced with setbacks, they often give up quickly because they believe that failure reflects their inability rather than their opportunity to grow. But here's the truth. Everyone has the potential to grow, no matter where they start. The difference is how you approach growth. When you have a growth mindset, you understand that every effort you put in, every challenge you face is a chance to get better. You embrace the process of learning, and you stay persistent, even when things get tough. One powerful way to cultivate a growth mindset is through self-talk. The way you talk to yourself matters. Instead of saying, I can't do this, tell yourself, I can't do this yet. Add that word, yet, to your vocabulary. And you'll start seeing challenges in a completely new light. Another way to develop a growth mindset is to focus on progress, not perfection. Success isn't about being the best, it's about constantly getting better. Celebrate the small wins, the little improvements, and the steps forward, no matter how small they may seem. Over time, these small victories add up to massive progress. Remember, the most successful people in the world didn't start as geniuses. They started with a willingness to learn, to fail, and to improve. It wasn't their natural talent that made them great, it was their growth mindset. So, if you want to unlock your full potential, adopt a growth mindset. Embrace the process of learning, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to expand your capabilities. You are not limited by your current abilities. You are only limited by the belief that you can't grow. Have you ever heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a truth rooted in human psychology. The people you surround yourself with have a powerful influence on your mindset, your habits, and ultimately, your success. So, if you want to elevate your life, it's crucial to build a strong support network. The human brain is wired for connection. We thrive in environments where we feel supported and understood. The people we spend time with shape our beliefs, behaviors, and attitudes. If you surround yourself with negative, uninspiring individuals, it's easy to become complacent, stuck in self-doubt, and unmotivated. But when you surround yourself with driven, positive, and ambitious people, you're constantly pushed to grow, to strive for more, and to reach new heights. Having a strong support network doesn't just mean having people who cheer you on when things are going well. It's about finding individuals who challenge you, who offer constructive criticism, and who hold you accountable. True support comes from people who are willing to speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Psychologically, this is because of the concept of social influence. Our behavior is often shaped by the people around us, whether we realize it or not. When you're constantly around people who are ambitious, who prioritize growth, and who value success, these qualities naturally start to rub off on you. You begin to adopt the same mindset, work ethic, and attitude that drive them forward. But the key is to seek out people who have qualities you admire. If you want to be more disciplined, surround yourself with disciplined individuals. If you want to improve your mindset, spend time with people who practice positive thinking. If you want to build your business, connect with successful entrepreneurs. The right people will not only inspire you, but they'll also push you to stay on track and move towards your goals with purpose. Building a strong network doesn't always mean looking for people who are already ahead of you in life. Sometimes the best support comes from people who are on the same journey as you. Find people who are passionate about personal growth, who are eager to learn, and who share your vision of success. Together, you can collaborate, grow, and lift each other up. Another important factor in building a support network is mentorship. A mentor is someone who has walked the path you're trying to follow. They've experienced the challenges, the setbacks, and the successes that come with the journey. A mentor provides wisdom, guidance, and encouragement. They help you navigate the obstacles that would otherwise slow you down. So take a hard look at the people you spend time with. Are they helping you move toward your goals? Are they encouraging you to become the best version of yourself? If not, it may be time to distance yourself from negativity and surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you to rise. Remember, success isn't a solo journey. We are all shaped by the people we interact with. Build a network of individuals who support, challenge, and inspire you. You don't have to go through life alone. Find your tribe and let them help propel you toward the success you deserve. How much time do you waste each day? Have you ever stopped to think about how much of your time is spent mindlessly scrolling through your phone, procrastinating, or putting off tasks that could lead to your success? Time is the one resource you can never get back. And if you don't manage it well, you're setting yourself up for failure. To succeed, you must master time management. Think about it. Every successful person knows how to manage their time effectively. They don't have extra hours in the day, they just use their time more wisely than most. Time management isn't about squeezing more tasks into your day. It's about prioritizing the right tasks, staying focused, and eliminating distractions. The secret lies in how you spend your time, not how much you have. Psychologically, the key to effective time management is understanding that your brain is wired to follow habits. If you form good habits around time management, you'll automatically make better choices with your time. Successful people don't wake up and think, I'm going to waste the day. They wake up with purpose, knowing exactly what tasks they need to complete and how to structure their day to maximize productivity. One of the most effective time management strategies is the 80-20 rule, or Pareto principle. It says that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. This means that if you focus on the tasks that give you the highest return, you'll achieve much more in less time. Ask yourself, what are the most important things I can do today that will move me closer to my goals? Focus on those and let go of the rest. Another powerful tool in mastering time management is the use of time blocks. This technique involves scheduling specific blocks of time throughout the day to work on certain tasks. By committing to focused, uninterrupted work during those blocks, you create momentum and avoid the endless cycle of distractions. When you stop jumping from one task to another, you start achieving deep, meaningful progress on your goals. But don't forget the importance of rest. Time management isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. Your brain needs time to recharge, to reset, and to process everything you've learned throughout the day. Successful people know that taking breaks is not a waste of time, it's an investment in their ability to perform at a high level. Here's the truth. The difference between success and failure is often how we manage our time. Time isn't something that happens to use, it's something we control. You have the power to shape your day, your week, and your life by making intentional decisions about how you spend your time. So, take control of your time. Stop letting distractions rule your day. Prioritize what matters, eliminate what doesn't, and stay consistent in your efforts. When you learn to master time management, you'll unlock the ability to achieve anything you set your mind to. How often do you challenge yourself to learn something new? When was the last time you pushed the boundaries of your knowledge and skills? Success is not just about what you know right now. It's about your willingness to keep learning, growing, and evolving. To truly achieve greatness, you must develop the habit of continuous learning. Learning doesn't end when you graduate, when you get that promotion, or when you reach a certain milestone. The most successful people in the world are lifelong learners. They know that growth doesn't stop at any point in their journey. In fact, they embrace learning as a never-ending process. Every day is a new opportunity to acquire new knowledge, refine existing skills, and grow as a person. Psychologically, the key to continuous learning lies in your mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that they've learned all they need to know and that their abilities are capped. But those with a growth mindset are always looking for ways to improve, to expand their knowledge, and to become better versions of themselves. They understand that intelligence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build over time. You may wonder, how can I fit learning into my already busy life? It's simpler than you think. You don't need hours of spare time to dedicate to learning. Start small. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch informative videos, or take online courses. Even a few minutes a day spent on learning something new can make a big difference over time. Remember, it's not about how much time you spend. It's about being consistent and intentional with the time you do have. Learning also doesn't have to be formal. Every experience you encounter is an opportunity to learn. Every challenge you face, every failure you endure, and every person you meet has something to teach you. It's about being open to new ideas, seeking different perspectives, and staying curious. When you adopt a mindset of lifelong learning, you start to see the world differently. You start to ask more questions, seek deeper answers, and become a more well-rounded, informed individual. One of the most effective ways to keep learning is through reflection. Take time to reflect on what you've learned each day, what you've accomplished, and what areas you can improve. This practice allows you to see your progress and identify the next steps for growth. By making reflection a regular part of your routine, you turn each experience into a valuable learning opportunity. Remember, every successful person you admire got to where they are, not by resting on their knowledge, but by continuously learning and adapting. Learning keeps you adaptable. It allows you to stay ahead of the curve in an ever-changing world. It's what separates the successful from the stagnant. So, commit to lifelong learning. Never stop growing, never stop exploring, and never stop challenging yourself. By adopting this mindset, you'll unlock endless possibilities for your success and create a future full of achievement, fulfillment, and personal growth. If you're ready to take your success to the next level, Don't wait any longer. Start applying these life-changing habits today. Remember, the journey to unstoppable success begins with the right mindset and the willingness to take action. So, if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more motivational content. Share it with someone who needs that extra push, and let's grow together. Keep striving, keep learning, and keep moving forward. Your success is waiting. Until next time, take control and make your future happen.